นในខ្មែរគឺជាមហានគរស្រមបបរតាំងតែពីបុរាណវប្បធម៌អារ្យធម៌រុងរឿងខាងកាងខ្មែររស់សុខសាន្តមានសិទ្ធិសេរីឥឡូវខ្មែរចៅចិនយកឈ្នះទៀតទឹកដីខ្មែរគ្រប់កាយស្វាងចិនបរោជីវីសឹកសង្គ្រាមខ្លាំងក្រាប់ពេញលើធរណីខ្មែររួមសាមគ្គីការពារទឹកដីកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យបានធៀបពីទុំខ្មែរបានសុខទាំងអងគ្រប់អាត្មាសូមប្រពន្ធឲ្យបោះសត្វសាធុការសាធារណរដ្ឋថ្មីគ្រប់គ្រងផែនដីខ្មែរគឺជាមហានគរស្រមបបរតាំងតែពីបុរាណវប្បធម៌អារ្យធម៌រុងរឿងខាងកាងខ្មែររស់សុខសាន្តមានសិទ្ធិសេរីឥឡូវខ្មែរចៅចិនយកឈ្នះទៀតទឹកដីខ្មែរគ្រប់កាយស្វាងចិនបរោជីវីសឹកសង្គ្រាមខ្លាំងក្រាប់ពេញលើធរណីខ្មែររួមសាមគ្គីការពារទឹកដីកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យបានធៀបពីទុំខ្មែរបានសុខទាំងអងគ្រប់អាត្មាសូមប្រពន្ធឲ្យបោះសុខសាធុការសាធារណរដ្ឋថ្មីគ្រប់គ្រងផែនដី
យើងខ្ញុំប្រកាសរណាសូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំព្រះពុទ្ធព្រះធម៌ព្រះសង្ឃជាទីសក្ការៈសូមគោរពជំរាបសួរឯកឧត្តមសាស្ត្រាចារ្យបណ្ឌិតដាំឆិតរីអគ្គស្ថាបនិកអគ្គមេបញ្ជាការឧត្តមគុណប្រឹក្សាខ្មែរជួយខ្មែររំដោះជាតិជាទីគោរពដល់ខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់និងសូមជំរាបសួរបងប្អូនខ្មែរទូទាំងសកលលោកនេះជាកម្មវិធីទស្សនៈស្ត្រីលើកទី30ថ្ងៃនេះយើងមានប្រធានបទស្ដីអំពីការទទួលខុសត្រូវនិងកាតព្វកិច្ចរបស់យើងជាកូនរបស់មហានគរខ្មែរមានជ័យយើងទស្សនៈស្ត្រីនឹងបកស្រាយជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសជូនដល់អស់លោកលោកស្រីប្រិយមិត្តមានដូចតទៅ Good evening Happy New Year and welcome back ladies to the longest running Khmer Lady Viewpoint show in the English language The Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue Khmer Lady Viewpoint our number 30th show And now I would like to introduce our panelists this evening. We have on Chhyna Chan. Thank you. And of course, on Kalyan Nou. Thank you. Yeah, oh, good. Thank you. And my name is Pich. I am your host tonight. And how are you doing tonight? And how were your holiday, ladies? Let's start with on Kalyan first.
Thank you, Bong. But first, we would as Sckhk, My Ladies Viewpoint, would like to congratulate His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray C. Dam of his accomplishment in the last 28 years as the sole heir to the global combined collateral account, Bong. And happy anniversary, Lopatian, 28th anniversary. And, overall, over the holidays, we had a wonderful time with our children and 2 adorable grandsons. As usual, we spent the whole Christmas and New Year with them and had a wonderful time, Bong. Thank you.
Well, Bong Kalyan, I want to congratulate Lopatian as well. 28 years is a milestone. That's a long time for many people. It's very rare. So Lopatian is a rare gem. And as you were asking how our holiday went, it went very well. I actually went to Atlanta, Georgia, you know, to see my grandchildren and my son and daughter-in-law. So we had a wonderful time, but when we came back, I got sick because of the weather. I couldn't get, you know, it was just hard to get acclimate with the weather between too hot or too cold. And it was freezing. It was like 9 degrees when I was there. So I came back, got sick for a whole week, and my whole family were sick as followed. My whole family, the four of us who live in the same household, we all got sick. So now I'm well and recuperated. Again, Lục Bát Thiên had done a wonderful job throughout his year of life experience and you know, holding his position. Not many people can do what he did. So I would also love to congratulate him, Lục Bát Thiên. I want to congratulate you for all the remarkable job you've done to keep this country, to keep this world going. Cha, Akon Bong.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. First, I would like to congratulate His Excellency Lục Mia for his 28th anniversary. Thank you so much. And thank you, lady, again. Okay, tonight I would like to congratulate us again at CHK My Lady Viewpoint for a milestone of success. We want to reiterate the following. We want to start this Lady Viewpoint program in October year 2019. In our first live show on December 6th, 2019, we had many positive, you know, input and much derogatory energy trying to destroy us, you know that, ladies, but we held on together. Look what tonight, exactly. We are doing our 30th show, and now this is our first show of this year 2023, ladies.
Yes, Bong, you are correct. You know, we have overcome many obstacles. You know, the Sckhk, My Lady's Viewpoint, has proven many people wrong that, you know, we would be a flop after our first show. No, they're wrong. You know, ladies, we are doing our 30th show tonight, and we are stronger than ever, ladies. And thank you to our three great leaders, starting with Lục Bát Thiên. As I mentioned it before, the one and only sole heir to the global combined collateral accounts and level 5 Federal Reserve license as Grandmaster collateral combined divine. And also, he's also a sole signature of the all the AU gold movements in the world. And His Excellency controls more than 1.7 million metric tons of bullion gold around the world too. And I can go on and on, ladies, but you know, I'm going to stop right here. We also have the other two great leaders, which is Naming Savan and Lục Bong Sora, but you know, they, you know, who have sacrificed their lives to liberate our motherland, Bong. And you know, ladies, Bong Chhovy on Chhyna, as long as we have Lục Bát Thiên, no one can break us up. Thank you, Bong.
Agreed. I totally agree, Bong. Couldn't agree with you more.
Thank you,
Right. Yeah.
And now let's get on with our show. Before we begin, I would like to share our new format with our audience that tonight will be different from, you know, our previous show. Our participant will be engaged in a more conversational format, not a, you know, question and answer format. Each participant will be collaborating in inputting at will. Before we jump into our topic tonight, I would like to bring out you know, other models, quote from Lục Bát Thiên to share with our English speaking audience. Bong Mani, do you have slide, Bong, please? Thank you. I have to look at the slide, excuse me. ទឹកភ្នែករបស់ជាតិខ្ញុំ ទឹកភ្នែករបស់ខ្មែរខ្ញុំ គឺជាឈាមរបស់ខ្ញុំ Thank you, Bomani, for the slide. Lady, please share your thought in interpretation in this model quote by Lục Bát Thiên.
I'm going to start first, Bong, here. You know, my interpretation of Lục Bát Thien's model. This is my thinking, the way I translate it to my own translation. It means that, you know, Khmer, Khmer tears are his pain, and the nation's tears are his pain. You know, from my observation of Lục Bát Thiên, I'm sure you ladies feel the same way. When he comes into our meetings every time, I can see his love towards all of us in the meeting. And because, we are all Khmer, and he is very, very proud of all Kon Khmer Bong. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, both Bong, according to my take, the tears of my people are my tears. That's what he meant. But for me, according to my interpretation, is the anguish that we all have. However we feel, how much we want our motherland, that's how we feel, because we are his blood. You are his blood, all of us are his blood. And if we cry, he cried. When he's in pain, he's in pain. If he's hurt, we're hurt. So we all hurt, because in the end, we all go Khmer. We should always conform, and we should always be together. We should always unite. And if we are divided, if we are divided, we will be grouped and we will be destroyed. But if we stand together, we won't be divided, and we can help each other to stand stronger and solidity. Well, so that's that's my interpretation, and that's my take. It's his anguish. He's upset, he's hurt, and he's in pain.
Perfect.
Okay?
Said Chhyna.
Perfect. Thank you. That's very powerful. Okay, mine is quite similar. Okay, the tear of my people are my tear. The blood of my people is my blood, ladies. And now let's get back to our show. Our topic tonight is to focus on our liberate responsibilities as a citizen of a great future nation, that we had so much hope in the liberation from this evil regime, Hun Sen and their puppet master. Discuss the responsibility and duty as children of Mahanako Khmer Mien Chey. Our discussion is based on the 5 key components of the 1991 Cambodian Peace Agreement. Number 1, sovereignty, independence, territorial integrity and inviolability, neutrality and national unity of Cambodian. Based on the mentioned peace agreement, I have broken down the discussion into 5 points to dissect the topic tonight. Okay, point number 1, what we as children of Mahanako Khmer Mien Chey must do to protect the country from returning to under the control of foreigners again. Point number 2, what responsibility should each citizen have to bring our country from being at the bottom of the basement of ASEAN to the leader of ASEAN in every respect of industrial. Point number 3, what kind of government shall be democratic country in the world? Point number 4, what equality of life should the country be under His Excellency leadership with all available financial resources? And the last one, number 5, what education level should my children be at 10, 20 years and 30 years from liberation? Okay, lady, before we continue, we have a short video to share everyone. Bomani, please play the video.
Well, the 1991 Cambodia-Paris Peace Agreement spirit and principle of the agreement are in the best interest of Khmer because of it contains the following: sovereignty, like you said, independence, territorial integrity and inviolability, neutrality, and national unity of Cambodia. And what the video show, which is very powerful, about what's going on with the team being in it, is very powerful. Well, thank you, Balmini, for showing the video to our audiences and the people in the world.
Yeah, thank you, On. Thank you very much. Yes, the 1991 Cambodian Paris Peace Agreement has the best interest of all Kon Khmer. On Kalyan, on Chhyna, our first point of the discussion tonight, point number one, what we as children of Mahanako Khmer Min Jay must do to protect country from returning under the control of the foreigner again. What are your thoughts on this, ladies?
Well, Bong, we all have heard the liberation process will be imminent and will not be avoidable. As Lok Patien always said, his biggest concern is our ability to preserve the stability from returning to the chaos again, Bong. Removing the current regime is not an issue, to Lok Patien, because due to his logistic, special force, lethal forces, and the diplomatic support, they're all in place, Bong.
And Bong, all are in motion. The contract was signed and sealed in 2016. We mentioned that before. And all the logistic is in place for the green light from Lok Patien, Bong.
Yeah, what should Kon Khmer do when, all this come down and Hun Sen and his crony are all gone?
Ladies, we must all wake up and live up to what we have been crying out for the last, 30 years? We got the peace agreement in 1991, and you know what? We got robbed, Bong.
Yes.
We all ask for peace and sovereignty, and if we, like you said, we're still sleeping and we won't wake up, and we already know that we got robbed, like you said. CHEY step onto our Khmer land, they agreed to share power in the air. So the peace agreement is not there anymore. Nobody, the government, the current government did not actually practice it. So they step on the peace agreement, they put it behind them and they brush it underneath the table, and they didn't even practice. So where is our peace and sovereignty? There's none. So we all have to get up. We have to wake up. We have to come together and ask for this, to start over again, to begin again. So this will still be alive. A peace agreement in 1991 will be alive. We can't come together for this.
Yeah.
Is that what we're working for? Is that what all of us doing right now? Or do we still want peace? So if we want peace, then we have to bring out this peace agreement. We have to make sure that they cannot brush it underneath the table, and we have to use it. Does that make sense?
I agree on Chhyna. The election was the first democratic election in Cambodian costing. Back then, I believe like $2 billion USA, Kalyan Nou. Yeah, is that
absolutely, Mom?
Yeah, yes. And Kon Khmer was hoping for true democracy to flourish in the land of killing field.
And yes, right. You're right. You're right. Yes, Hun Sen lost, and he refused to give up his power. And CHEY sent one of his sons, Chakrapong, to renegade and threaten the secession bomb.
And you know what? That being said, that was the torrent and implementing the 1991 Cambodia-Paris Peace Agreement. It just because of he messed it all up. We blame it on CHEY. He messed everything up. He want power himself, so he want to share power. He knows that he's not a capable leader. None of them are a capable leader, but CHEY make it worse with what he did.
I agree.
So,
this time, yeah. So this time, the 1991 Cambodian Peace Agreement must bring into the equation, and we as Kon Khmer must utilize the agreement to full extent.
Yes, I agree, Bong. And the most important is our sovereignty, which is the first thing listed in the principle of and spirit of the 1991 Cambodia Paris Peace Agreement, Bong.
Well, we cannot be a nation without sovereignty, and we know that, Bong.
Mm.
Bong, we know that, right? And we are in this together so we can bring that back. We want the real democracy, like we mentioned, and we want to be, the most important is to be independent. We don't want China, and we don't want Vietnam to in control to colonize our country. We want the real democracy. If the puppet Hun Sen still doing what he's doing, and now he's going to use his son as his successor, we will not see that. We will not see our country ever again if we cannot come together and join force together to make our country great, like during the Mahana Bong.
Yes.
I agree with you, Chhyna. And we have talked, about this enough already. What should be done to have sovereignty?
No, Bong, no other nation or citizen of other country will help protect our sovereignty, nor the American, the French, the Chinese, and definitely not the Vietnamese, communists, or Thai. Bong.
Well, Vietnamese communists and Thai have listed off us have lived it, off of us for the last 50 years. That they profit from us when we are too busy fighting each other. They take our land, they take our everything that we have that belongs to Cambodia. So this is what happened when we are busy, closing our eyes, and all we do is just fighting each other. And they take that opportunity,
Yeah.
So we must stand together. We can't continue doing that, or else we won't be liberated.
Yes.
We won't see sovereignty.
Yes. Again, what is our duty or responsibility as Khmer?
Well, Bong, we must be strong and smart enough to protect our own interests, Bong. We cannot ask other people to hold our wallets, purses, or money bags.
Yes, thank you, lady, for your great input and thought. We will return to the duty and responsibility again before we close our first segment tonight. Now let's move on with our second point. The second point, what responsibility should each citizen bring to our country from being at the bottom of, the basement of ASEAN to the leader of ASEAN in every respect of industrial?
Well, Bong Chhovy, first of all, to be the leader of ASEAN, we must do better in every industry sector. Our human resources capital must be strong and well-trained to challenge the changing world, especially now that we are at the bottom of ASEAN in every sector. So our education system and healthcare system is at the bottom of ASEAN as well. Our GDP per capita is the lowest, only making 1,800, lower than Laos, Bong. These two sectors must be 180 degrees reversed right away when we move in.
Besides that, Chhyna, besides those, we must change our mindset from being provided to being the leader or the provider on.
Yeah, our people have been, hungry and suffering enough. We all are ready to take on these challenges. The change must start with us now, ladies. I know Lo Patin is ready. He has been planning regime change since year 2016. Am I right?
Yes, you're right, Bong.
Yes.
We must be independent of foreign aid when we go in, right? We mentioned that. So the foreigners want to keep us down by supporting us with financial aid. But under the new Khmer Republic, Lo Patin, as the commander-in-chief, will not need any foreign aid at all. So no other country has this kind of leadership model. Even the King of England does not have this kind of financial influence or power. So 10 trillion USD in credit lines from all the top world banks combined.
Yes, and also, Chhyna, there's no doubt that the financial ability to bring everything to the top is ample on. But Khmer's duty and responsibility should be utmost patriot ever more than before.
yeah, we can continue to sleep with, and wait for the foreigner to help us. But before you realize it, the foreigner will own all our land if we continue to sleep.
Yes, Bong, you're right. We must reform our school systems to be the best in 10 years. Our borders must be secure from any future invasion of any kind. Our way of life of corruption must end. The day that the Khmer Republic government raised the new Khmer Republic flag in the capital of Phnom Penh, Bong.
Well, you know what, Bong, starting with the school system is our priority. We have to train, we have to teach our children from the beginning over again what the real history is all about. So the 1,300 schools are the most inadequate and not functional during Hun Sen's regime. So the corruption of education must end as well. Everything is 100 years behind the Western world, as you can see. The teachers are way unpaid, below any standard of living in a third world country, not to mention the first world. This must be fixed ASAP, Bong.
Yeah, the healthcare system is the worst in Cambodia. We still have the people giving birth on the street or in front of the hospital because, the patient cannot pay the hospital costs.
Yes, Bong and on Chhyna, from what I have heard, our health system is being arranged as we speak right now. One major hospital consortium is being acquired to reform the hospital system and healthcare system on.
Yeah, the healthcare costs will, be affordable to everyone at any financial level. The best medical equipment will be available every hospital in every province. I'm so happy.
I guess we all Bong, we're looking forward to this because we want to see this happen and this, become great for our nation, just like America. Plus we will, have the latest medicine for us, which, is be ready and available for us, to everybody, not just us. I'm saying like everybody in Cambodia. So Cambodian people wouldn't just die without, what is out there to be able to help, them to keep them alive. So this is as really, really important. As we said, healthcare system is more important as well as in education. Those are those two priorities that we have to tackle on.
Yes, and Chhyna, what? For the first time, Khmer land will be home for all Khmer, and the 2 million plus migrant workers in Thailand and South Korea will be returning home to help rebuild and protect our sovereignty.
Well, now we will have something meaningful to protect. The government will be working for the people, not just a few elite people that we have, seen in this regime right now.
Yeah. We have heard Loku Sorapoi provided the estimated statistic of the real number of the true Khmer population. Again, he repeated, I think it's on December 30th, year 2022 in the special live show that Lok Pratien, answering the 9th question. Kalyan, please help me with those numbers starting with the year, I wrote it down, 1970 population, and then 1979, if I'm wrong, please correct me. And right after the Vietnamese invasion, January the 7th, year 1979. On Kalyan, please.
Sure, Bong, I will do my best and keep it simple for everyone to follow, from digging, researching on internet, back in 1970, per the United Nations statistic could be found, on the internet, of course. The populations of Cambodia was about 7 million people. And after January the 7th, 1979, the population was only 3.7 million, with an estimated of 3.5 plus million died during the Khmer Rouge genocide period of 3 years, 8 months and 20 days. And the current regime stated that our Khmer population is approximately 18 million people right now. But per Lok Bong Sorapek, the statistic calculation is only 9 million people. This means we have approximately over 8 million illegal immigrants, ladies.
Yeah.
Yes, well, this is something nobody can ever fathom, especially those who really love our country, our motherland. These approximately over 8 million people are illegal Vietnamese immigrants. This is a major threat of our sovereignty. We're talking about now, and we were talking about the future. You know, if we're not, you know, if not up and about, and if we cannot keep ourselves awake and come together, that's all I can say.
Thank you, On. Yes, you know, it will be a major threat to our sovereignty if we do nothing about it, and if we keep on sleeping. If we allow this regime to continue running the country, the Vietnamese government will be annihilate all Khmer, just like Russia, you know, is doing to Ukraine right now.
Bong, you know, they are the same communist doctrine, Bong. Ho Chi Minh learned from Vladimir Lenin, a former Soviet Union leader, Bong. And, you know, what's dangerous right now, if Manait becomes prime minister, the parliament will be replaced with new young members, Bong, so-called the new generations, which most will be Vietnamese connections or placed there by the Ho Chi Minh since 1979.
Well, Bong, I wanted to say a little bit, you know, this is my take. See, Ukraine has a leader that is loyal to their country, that love their country, and they protect their country. They do anything to die for their country. But for the Cambodian prime minister, he is the puppet for China and Vietnam. That's the difference. He's not there to protect our country. He is there to ruin our country. He is there to have people colonized for his own benefit. That's the difference. Yes. That's the most painful for all of us. And no, you know, all these Cambodians, that's all for him. They need to wake up, Bong. And you are right. You know, Kalyan, you are right that this Vietnamese blood control the parliament. They are blood. They are Vietnamese. You know, they put all these this Vietnamese into Cambodia. We understand, but you know what? According to Russia did what they did, but then Ukraine did not allow that.
Right.
We allowed that. That's the difference. You know, that's stupid. Okay, that's stupidity. That's ignorant. They protect their country versus we don't protect our country, because they do everything for their benefit of themselves and their family and their circle. So they will devise a political mandate to ally with the Vietnamese government to create the Federal of Indochina to fence off the Chinese Communist government. And we're looking at, this is the future thing. Yes. If we don't cut that bridge now, this is going to happen, and we're not going to have a home. And that's why we're in it. That's why we are part of it. You know, we're not doing this for our health. We're doing this for our country. That's not something that I cannot fathom.
Yes, you're right, Chhyna. You know, but when this happened, you bet our existence will slowly disappear within 30 years, or even our next generation on.
What could be done?
Bong, the revolution in the horizon, Bong Chhovy, but we all go Khmer. We all have to wake up together. We cannot do it alone. I cannot do it alone. You cannot do it alone. Bong Kalyan cannot do it alone. Does that make sense? We all have to wake up together and do this together, or else, you know, if we have these people divided, we got people who all for one party, and we have people for all another party. We're all divided in different places. We're not, like I said, we're not like Ukraine. We can't compare ourselves to Ukraine because Ukraine protected their country.
Yes.
We don't. We allowed other people to invade our country and take control and destroy us. We only have one chance, Mom. The last chance is to fix this. With Adam and Lopatin.
I agree on. Yes. You know, the first and the last, the Alpha Omega, also represent the authority of our Lopatin own. You know, even with billions and billions of US dollar that Lopatians has earmarked to rebuild the country, will not do the job alone. You know, our people got to move away from the poison and corruption mindset embedded in our society since 1991.
Right.
Yeah, we must step out the corruption from the top down, down regardless.
And Bong Tangpi, corruption is a disease. We say that over and over again. It is a disease, but it is a mandate disease created by greedy leaders like Hun Sen and his people and his circle. So this time we have a true leader like Luc Patien that has been tested by the world body for the last 44 years since 1987. No one else but His Excellency Professor Dr. Raisi Dam. I'm very proud to say that.
Yes.
Because he's the only chance for all of us going Khmer right now.
You are absolutely right, Chhyna. Luc Patien has been tested in the last 44 years, with the 209 countries in 9 regions of leadership. Luc Patien's macro economy plans for Cambodia will be much brighter for our Khmer than this current puppet regime. And we will no longer need to depend on the foreign aid and low labor manufacturing jobs for our people.
And you know what, Mom, the plan of macro economy is how we will lift our country to be the leader of ASEAN, not below, okay, in a very short time. Okay, top major high-end product manufacturers will be brought into the country's industrial sector, Bong. So, this is something is very joyous for all of us. And when this happened, we're going to be renewed all over again. We will be rejuvenated over again when this happened in this future. Yes. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, lady, when we have the financial power as Luc Patien has planned to bring into the country, major electronic and high-end manufacturing will be, moving to Cambodia to produce their products to provide, the world market.
Bong, the 209 countries in 9 regions or solid global marketplaces will be an attractive position to have, Bong. This means that our people that are living below the poverty right now will change their living condition overnight.
Wow.
Plus, Bong Luc Patien will support all these manufacturers, not just the market presence. This is called power, Bong, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is how our country will no longer depend on the foreign aid, and corruption will disappear. My God.
Yes, but yeah.
Yes. Looking forward to that.
Yes, but ladies, this takes a lot of commitment. Okay, as I said, our mindset must be patriot and willing to fight against destruction.
We are much, ready to be changed. The world has changed in many ways.
Well, Bong, change is going to be difficult. We said that, but we must do it or lose it. So,
are we referring to change our mindset to be in a position to protect our sovereignty? Earlier we mentioned the illegal Vietnamese immigrant. Our duty and responsibility are to protect our sovereignty. First, we must have a full and correct count of our citizens, and then lawfully we move, those illegal living on our soil with no exception. This might come first.
Yes, might come first, Bong.
Yes.
And the mission we are all about to enter will be too big to undo, Bong. Hun Sen has allowed approximately over 9 million illegal Vietnamese to live on our land for the last 43 years. Lawfully moving the illegal Vietnamese will not be done overnight, of course, ladies, but we must start and get it done, because our sovereignty will be at peace if we fail, would not be at peace if we fail, Bong.
Yes.
Bong, everybody back in, 1990, 91, we all signed so we can have this so-called peace agreement. And our dumbass, King Sihanouk, he failed us all. He failed us all in 1993. We had the United Nations peace agreement, but we don't know how to keep it. So he wants his power for his family, and the other crony, the other asshole, I'm sorry, I have to say that the other asshole, wanted power for his damn family as well. So at the end, who suffer? Cambodian people, Khmer people suffer. The small people suffer. And it's just time to change.
Yes, yes.
This time we'll have the real person who love our country, who love our people, and like he said, his tears, I mean, the Cambodian tears are his tears. His pain is their pain, and their pain is his pain. So vice versa.
Yes, Chhyna, but at this time, we must not let the opportunity die on or fall asleep at the wheel again. This is our responsibility and last chance to liberate our motherland from the communist evil plan.
Well, Bong, on the first day of our mandate, the hard measure will be implemented and executed without remorse. We shall use martial law, which, you have to comply. We use martial law, everybody has to acclimate with it. And why? Because under the 1991 Cambodia Paris Peace Agreement, we have all the rights to protect our country, which is sovereignty, independence, we said it, territorial integrity and inviolability, and then neutrality and national unity of Cambodia, Bong.
Yes, without implementing the martial law, it will be very difficult to enforce the public orderliness and security of the nation owned. Millions of illegal and legal Vietnamese immigrants are in the country and hold high government offices.
Right.
Yeah, in the rural area, 500,000 hectares of cashew, run by the Vietnamese cashews association. I agree this farmer all connected to the Vietnamese Communist Armed Forces.
I agree too, Bong.
Bong, don't forget the CLV enterprises, or Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam enterprise that in 1999, Hun Sen joined the CLV with 4 provinces of 47,000 square kilometer. This land is now under the control of Vietnamese Communist CLV Enterprises Management, meaning the Vietnamese military now. How dangerous, this is dangerous. We all fellow Khmer, like I said, we all need to wake up. And how much longer are we gonna stay lazy and sleepy? We have to get up and be perky and get together and help each other. We already have a leader. We already have the most power of influential in the world, which is Dr. So we already have someone who's leading us. Why can't we all conform? I mean, what's so hard about this? If you all have the same feeling, but you know what, Bong? They don't have the same feeling like we do. They don't have the same heart. They are lost soul. Those people, I'm talking about the one on the right and the one on the left.
Yeah.
The one on the left, we're going the right way. The one on the right, they think they go in the right way, but they probably go to hell. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just a little antsy today, Mom.
Okay. Our duty and responsibility is to defend our motherland now while we can do. Not just, the Vietnamese communists, the Chinese communists, all alike, ladies. Look what he said in his video on December 30th, 2022. His Excellency will order the shoot to kill and dump any Chinese that is refused to leave, Cambodian into ocean. And he also acknowledged the Chinese embassy to witness also.
Yes, Bong, we must not take this lightly. My fellow Khmer and everybody around, all Khmer around the world, we should not take this lightly. And, ladies, we are not cruel people, but our nation comes first.
And, Bong, they already killing all Cambodian slowly. We are slowly dying because they're doing it without proof. They're doing it to evade the law. So we are dying slowly. So what this being said that, you know, people kill since 1975, you see it, the whole world saw it, but now they reverse that. You know, they're killing all little by little.
Yes.
When we wake up, we get up. Yeah, they
Yeah.
put us in jail. You
Mhm.
know, you can't. I mean, I think this is communist. You think that the country is liberate or has sovereignty and following the peace agreement? No. You know, this is communist. This is a communist country. You cannot speak your word. You cannot you know, you cannot demonstrate how you feel, or else you're going to either be jailed or be in prison. So you know, this regime, we have to change this, and if we cannot conform, then I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, thank you, On. The annihilation process was in motion when, you know, what his name, Ho Chi Minh, decided to march his conquer quest to the West, conquer our nation. Sihanouk participate in it. Pol Pot participate in it. Hona Hay Samran participate in it. The last one, who else? Yes, lady, who?
Hun Sen.
Yes, Hun Tan.
Finishing it off.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, as we said, Sihanouk arrogance cost us 3.5 million lives at the hand of the Chinese communists and Pol Pot. Vietnamese communists sat back, waiting for the opportunity to come in and conquer news by using Heng Samrin to invade us. Now, Hun Sen slaughter Cambodia legally. So this is what happened. He's doing it legally. He's killing us one by one legally. We don't know how many people he's killing out there. You heard the news already, Wong. The last news that he said, if we get up, if we do anything, if we say anything or make comment in Cambodia, he will find a way to look for us, and he's going to put that person in prison. Is he's going to, you know, castigate them.
Yes.
He's going to punish them. You know, except for us in America, or you know, any other country, he can't do that. But those who live over, you know, who live in Cambodia, you cannot get up and voice your opinion. He's going to put you in jail.
Yeah.
So that's what he said.
Yeah, I know it's true. But you know, Mong and Chhyna, you know, our duty and responsibility is to stand up with Luc Patien to fight back and destroy Ho Chi Minh's communist doctrine on, you know, bringing the war back into their front yard, their land. That's what we should be doing. We will be doing that. No, we shall not have preventive measure to protect our nations for many years to come. You know, this is the perfect time to do so on, you know, which we shall be strong than others. We shall be smarter than others. We shall be many steps ahead of our enemies at all time. You know, we must know that no other nation cares for us except us, you know, not even the American, the French, and especially the Vietnamese communists and the Chinese communists.
But Wong, to succeed, we must not depend on others to help us. We must be able to defend our land, just like Ukraine. And this is the most and the highest duty and responsibility of each Khmer.
Yes, now it's the time. This is the first and the last bring our dignity back. We have Luc Patien as our commander-in-chief to ensure we will become a great nation again. But we must start with ourselves first, lady. All Kon Khmer, Luc Patien already, you know, allowed us to repay our debt of gratitude to our parents. It is our responsibility to act and be good citizen of, you know, this great nation.
Bong, you know, the nation's valuable asset is the educated people, not the rich people, Bong. You know, wealth comes from the ability to understand and solve problems. And Luc Patien has 6 PhDs from all the elite schools around the world, not like the puppet Hun Sen, who has more than 12 honorable PhD degree from his corrupted donors.
Yes. The school system will be reformed with the best education system and the latest educational tools to bring out the best of all Khmer Bong.
Yes, you know what's important, Chhyna, or the whether the 60,000 graduates will have employment with a decent salary on.
Oh, they're going to be very happy, Mom.
You know, our kid has no less smart than, you know, the Singapore kid. Just give them the opportunity and the right tool. We can do a job, you know, even better than them.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree, Mom. We can. I mean, there's a lot of smart kids out there. There's a lot of smart golden Khmer out there can do this inside and out of the country. You know, there are. I mean, with enough food to eat, with enough nutrient, they're smart. You know, all these kids. So I don't know what Hun Sen's talking about. He said his family are the only one who's smart. Oh, okay. Every year, only the kids from elite families will have high-paying jobs right now, right? This time, no corruption will be tolerated in the hiring process in any industry sector, regardless of private or governmental jobs, Bong.
Yeah. I'm so sick of hearing his name. I swear, like, you know, he thinks he's, you know,
I'm sorry.
his own Cambodian, all that, you know. So, you know, now let's talk about how we will bring the nation economy, you know, up from the basement of ASEAN. Kalyan, what is your thought on this own?
Well, Bong, you know, first we must eliminate the disease that has infested Khmer culture in every sector, Bong. Cambodia is the 157 least corrupted nation out of 180 countries, Bong, according to the 2021 corruption perception index reported by Transparency International.
Mongolian, you are correct. The cancer disease must be out of you know, right away. The 20,000 plus CPP members will be going through a major correction auditing process when we take, you know, the new Khmer Republic go in.
Yes, you know, you're right. You know, all the CPP asset and individual members' asset will be confiscated and placed into the national treasury for the betterment of our people. You know, Sckhk mission is a huge job owned in eliminating the 4-decade-long of corruptions.
Yeah, the corruption crackdown will bring the people confident back to and you know, instantly trusting the new government.
I agree, Bong. And Lok Patien has no other choice but to rip out the gut of the Vietnamese doctrine that destroyed us with their corrosion of steel ideology. And in Khmer would be Chhyna, the corruption that has destroyed many nations long. Only the government that dared to stamp out corruption flourished in the last 50 years. And you know what? The prime example is Singapore.
Yep, Bong, we must eliminate the corruption culture. Otherwise, the disease will continue eating away at our existence.
Yes, Chhyna, you know, and our duty and responsibility must be pure heart that the nation comes first. As the citizen of Maha Nokor Khmer Min Jayon, you know, with this, you know, we will be the same like Singapore. You know, the three motto of the Supreme Council Khmer Help Khmer must be literally pledged to uphold every syllable of it. Sajatoa, Brahmahir-toa, and Jitta-toa.
Yes, I just want to repeat that. Sajatoa, Brahmahir-toa. What is the other word?
Jitta-toa.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. As you know, as Sckhk, my lady viewpoint, we must abide by and act on it, and you know, to set example. We are not just saying, you know, it is on this show. We must fulfill our mission to liberate, to keep the, you know, country safe under this, you know, three main principle.
Well, Bong, on the front line in sending out the message that corruption will not be tolerated by the owner of this great land, Maha Nokor Khmer Min CHEY. We will oblige by the three principles, like you said, Sajatoa, Brahmahir-toa, and Jitta-toa, Bong.
Okay, you know, I just warm it up right now, but it's time, lady. I'm sorry, lady. We all so fired up with, you know, tonight's show, but we have run out of time for this segment. As promised, our second segment will pick up where we left off tonight. Before we end, I would like to recap, you know, what we have covered and share our closing thought. We have 5 points with our topic tonight, but only to cover 2 points, excuse me. Point number 1, what we as children of Maha Nokor Khmer Min CHEY must do to protect the country from returning to under the control of the foreigners again. And point number 2, what responsibility should each citizen have to bring our country from being at the bottom of the basement of ASEAN to the leader of ASEAN in every respect of industrial. And point number 3, 4, 5, we will share with everyone on our final segment, number 31 show. Lady, please share your thought. Let's start with Chhyna first this time.
Well, thank you, Chhovy. It's a pleasure being here, especially after the holiday. Now is the year 2023, and we're looking forward to great new endeavors and our journey to liberate the country. So, as what we've been saying, as what we said, I wanted to recapture our last 29 shows that we made Lo Patien a majestic and superiority in the world of elite today is all due to his persistence, his determination, his great wisdom, his compassionate, he is trustworthy, and his phenomenal sense of pure heart bong. All these have been proven in the last 36 years since 1987. Chhovy,
Thank you.
As for me, every Khmer must do our part as a responsible citizen of this Maha Nokor Khmer CHEY. The art of war could be a winner in the blink of an eye when superior strategy comes together at the enemy expense. We have the greatest planner, a strategist, and negotiator with 6 PhD degrees from all the elite school around the world, Bong, and that is Lo Patien, our Lo Patien. Please rest assured that peace is coming to the land of Maha Nokor Khmer CHEY, Bong, and thank you, good night, and we see you all next month.
Well, thank you, lady. Thank you very much. And Bomini, thank you first. Bomini, thank you so much for the video. Lady, Lo Patien Angel. Thank you so much. As stated, no other leader in the world offers such a financial help to the superpower nation like United Kingdom as Lo Patien provided to Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. The Cambodian People Party will be dissolved and all the high-ranking official asset will be confiscated and stated based on Lo Patien advice and statement. May our Lord Buddha bless our Kon Khmer, especially Lo Patien, for his love for our country. Again, thank you. On behalf of our Khmer Lady Viewpoint, we would like to thank you, His Excellency, Professor Dr. Racy Dam, and Luk Ni Savan Hon, Luk Pu Sorapek, and all SCKHK member, and of course our supporter around the globe. Thank you so much. Please try to share our Lady Viewpoint in YouTube. Thank you so much. And as committed, our Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue will ensure that all the traitors will be brought to justice until we meet again next month. Please follow the Khmer Politics and Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue. Thank you and good night. យើងខ្ញុំទាំងអស់គ្នាសូមថ្លែងអំណរអគុណដល់អស់លោកស្រីប្រិយមិត្តតែងតែតាមដានកម្មវិធីទស្សនៈស្ត្រីនៃឧត្តមក្រុមប្រឹក្សាខ្មែរជួយខ្មែររបស់ជាតិយើងនឹងវិលជួបអស់លោកសាជាថ្មីនៅវេលាក្រោយនាងខ្ញុំទាំងអស់គ្នាសូមជូនពរដល់អស់លោកមានសុខភាពល្អនិងរកស៊ីមានបានគ្រប់គ្នាសូមថ្លែងអំណរអគុណគោរពជម្រាបលា យើងខ្មែរតែមួយកម្លាំង
ខ